court. She was on probation out of your court for a DWI, and then she picked up a felony, which is out of the 389th, and that's going to be taken care of, I believe, this coming Wednesday.
Oh, okay. All righty. But it's a motion to revoke here.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Torres, please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
All right. She needs to get, can she get closer or speak louder or something?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, ma'am. You can put your hand down, please. CR 1816-416D, Vanessa Ray Torres. This is a revocation proceeding whereby the Adult Probation Office and DA's office are both alleging that you violated your probation. You understand that, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
No, sir.
You understand that if the court finds that you did violate your probation, that the court may sentence you to the full amount of punishment that was probated back then when you pled guilty?
Yes, sir.
All right. Has your attorney explained to you what are the conditions of probation that you allegedly violated?
Yes, sir.
And you understand them all pretty well, all those conditions?
Yes, sir.
And what is your plea, ma'am? True or not true that you at least violated one of those conditions?
True.
And are you pleading true freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
All right. State.
State offers waiver of rights, consent, stipulation of evidence. And plea of true state's motion to revoke post-conviction community supervision in State Exhibit 1. State also requests defendant stipulate she is the same defendant that was previously placed on probation, and that all documents and evidence have been e-filed are sufficient to support a plea of true.
No objection. The state's evidence so agreed stipulated to, she's the same person, Judge.
And without objection, so admitted. It will be the finding of this court that Vanessa Ray Torres did violate probation in CR 1816-416D. Therefore, our recommendation state.
$100 fine, court costs 177 days, Hidalgo County Jail credit for 177 days, $444 due and owing to Renaissance DME.
All right, and so therefore the court will hereby waive the fine and court costs and will make it a time served, 177 for 177 with a due and owing of $44 plus cents. Anything else, Mr. Flores?
None from the defense, Judge.
All right, sir, you may.
What was the amount? The restitution amount?
The restitution amount was how much? 44, what was it?
No, Your Honor, $444.
$444. There we go.
Yes, Judge.
All right.
To who?
To who,
To Renaissance DME.
DME. Got it. All right. Did you understand that, Miss Torres? It'll be a time served, ma'am. No fine, no court costs. And Mr. Flores, you may be excused. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge. Everybody be safe, and we'll see you soon, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank
Let's see. We got public defender, and we have Sandra Elizabeth Caballero.
Yes, Your Honor. Good afternoon.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, Ms. Keller. Is it a motion to revoke, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And I believe we have there CR 1807-237D, Sandra Elizabeth Caballero. Good afternoon, ma'am. Would you please raise your right hand? You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
You may put your hand down. This is a revocation proceeding whereby the Adult Probation Office and DA's office are both alleging that you violated your probation. You understand that, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
You understand that? Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
No, sir.
All right. You understand that if the court does find that you did violate your probation, that the court may sentence you to the full amount of punishment that was probated back then when you pled guilty?
Yes, sir.
All right. Has your attorney explained to you what are the conditions of probation that you allegedly violated?
Yes, sir.
And you understand them all pretty well?
Yes, sir.
What is your plea, ma'am? True or not true that you at least violated one of those conditions?
True.
And are you pleading true freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
All right, state.
State offers waiver of rights, consent, stipulation of evidence, and plea of true to state's motion to revoke post-conviction community supervision in State Exhibit 1. State also requests defendant stipulate she is the same defendant that was previously placed on probation, and that all documents and evidence have been e-filed are sufficient to support a plea of true.
Without objections, Your Honor, so stipulated.
And without objections, so admitted. It'll be the finding of this court that Sandra Caballero did violate probation in CR 1807 to 37D. State in the recommendation, please.
$100 fine, court costs, 45 days, Hidalgo County Jail, credit for 23 days.
All right. All right, court will hereby make it 23 days in jail, credit for 23, and therefore it'll be a time served, no fine, no court cost. Did you get that, Ms. Heller?
Yes, I did, Your Honor. Thank you.
It'll be a time served. That'll do it, Ms. Caballero. You may be excused. Time served, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, you may be excused. Thank you, man. Ms. Aguilar, can you hear me?
Yes, Judge. Sorry, I'm in a mediation, so
Oh, you're ready for this plea?
I'm in a mediation, but I already told them I had to step away.
We'll do it in 5 minutes or less. We have Patricia Sanchez and number 11.
She
Oh,
should
yeah,
be
okay.
in custody, Judge.
Yeah, there's 2 cases, right, ma'am? Patricia Sanchez. All right, Jill, where did the Jill go? All right, I think the Jill. Okay. All right, let's see the Jill. That's the mail. We'll get them later. Okay. Okay, they're logging on. They're logging on. All right, one more. Patricia Sanchez. Patricia Sanchez. I think they're connected. All right, good afternoon. We need Patricia Sanchez. All right, there she comes. It's going to be a plea, Miss Aguilar,
Yes, Your Honor.
on both cases?
Yes, Your Honor. She had, I think, 2 are going to get dismissed.
Okay. The pleas are going to be, I think CR 19-15-417 and CR 20-05-860D.
Yes, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Which are the ones that are gonna be dismissed because they're not on the docket?
Okay, they're not on the docket, but we're going to put them in the record. Do you get those numbers, Mr. Delgado?
I don't have them. I believe they were e-filed. If I didn't e-file them, I'll e-file them right after this hearing, Your Honor.
Okay, but there are 2 that are going to be dismissed. All
believe
right,
so,
good
Judge.
afternoon, Miss. Good afternoon, Miss Sanchez. Please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
You may put your hand down. And we got 2 cases here. CR 19-15-417D, Patricia Sanchez, Class A misdemeanor. CR 20-05-860D, Patricia Sanchez, Class B misdemeanor. On the Class A, the penalty can be up to a year in jail and not more than a $4,000 fine upon conviction. On the Class B, the penalty can be up to 180 days in jail and not more than a $2,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you're entitled to a jury trial. You're entitled to an appeal. Did you waive those 2 rights?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
No, sir.
You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendations after you give your plea?
Yes, sir.
And what is your plea, ma'am? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily on both cases?
Yes, sir.
All right, state's evidence.
State offers plea documents, offense report, State Exhibit 1, notification, certification, defendant's right of appeal is State Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 39.14 disclosure is State Exhibit 3, waiver of risk and needs assessment is State Exhibit 4. State would also request defense counsel stipulates the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court, and that all documents and evidence have been e-filed or sufficient support of plea of guilty.
No objections to the documents offered, Your Honor, and we so stipulate.
And without objection, so admitted. It will be the judgment of the court. The defendant is guilty as charged on both cause numbers and recommendations. State, are they identical by any chance?
Your Honor, they are identical with the exception of the class. In CR 19-15417D, it's $500 fine, court cost, 180 days, Hidalgo County Jail, probated for 1 year, anger management course. And in CR 20-05-860D, it's the same recommendation, Your Honor, with the change of drug education course.
All right, and how long has she been in jail? Like what, 50 days or so? Or one of them 50, one of them 14?
Your Honor,
on-
she's been in quite a bit. She's pending a felony in the 206, and
Okay.
this part of this deal has to, well, coincides with the felony.
Okay, I tell you what, because of the time in jail, I think she's got a lot of days here. There'll be 0 fine, 0 court costs for both cases.
Judge,
And
and she is
yes,
going to be
go ahead.
going to Safe P as part of her program. So I don't know if the court would maybe consider not requiring the anger management. She is going to have 6 months of rehab through the 206.
All right, state.
I'll defer to the court, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll wait the anger management. Okay, the judgment is going to reflect what was read on the record by the state, with the exception of no anger management and no fine, no court costs for each case.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, they're going to run concurrent. Will be only one supervision fee, and the minutes will take care of that. Okay, thank you all so much. You want to be excused.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Bye bye. Who are we going to call next?
First one.
Here, how about Dave? You want to get this one first? How about David Mendiola?
Good
Number
morning.
Number one. Good afternoon.
Oh, good afternoon. Yes.
Could be morning in China or somewhere, but in here it's good afternoon, Mr. Gonzalez. All right. It'll be David Mendiola. It'll be a motion to revoke.
Yes, Your Honor. It's a motion to revoke. Correct.
All right. Please raise your right hand, Mr. Mendiola. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may put your hand down. CR 1510 613D, David Mendiola. This is a motion to revoke filed by the DA and the state, alleging that you violated your probation. You understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, you understand that if the court finds that you did violate your probation, that the court may sentence you to the full amount of punishment that was probated back then when you pled guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has your attorney explained to you what are the conditions of probation that you allegedly violated?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you understand them all pretty well?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, and how do you plead, sir, true or not true that you at least violated one of those conditions?
True.
And are you pleading true freely and voluntarily?
Sure.
All right, state.
State offers waiver of rights, consent stipulation of evidence, and pleaded true to state's motion to revoke post-conviction community supervision in State Exhibit 1. State also requests defendant stipulate he's the same defendant that was previously placed on probation, and that all documents and evidence have been e-filed are sufficient support of plea of truth.
No objection, Your Honor. So stipulated. And just one thing, Your Honor. He's only pleading true to condition 4, if I'm not mistaken, which is basically he failed to report to his probation officer on January, I think, of 2017. And that's the only condition that he's pleading true to at this moment in time.
Number 4 only. Okay, number 4 only. There we go. All right. It'll be the judgment of this court that the finding of guilty. I'm sorry. Yeah, it'll be the judgment of the court that David Mendiola did violate probation in this case. And a recommendation?
A $100 fine, court cost, 20 days Hidalgo County Jail credit for 12 days. Is that correct, Mr. Gonzalez? I know we spoke after we made the initial recommendation.
Yeah, no, I think we had the agreement 15 days, and we did make that correction there in the order. If I'm not mistaken, we put 15 days. And with that said, Your Honor, respectfully, we're going to be requesting if we could possibly do time served. He's been in there for 12 days. Furthermore, he was close to finishing his probation when this MTR was invoked, essentially.
All right. We'll go ahead and make it a 0 fine, 0 court costs. 12 days in jail, credit for 12. It'll be a time served. All right, you may be excused, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Time served. You may be excused, Mr. Gonzalez.
Good seeing you, Your Honor. You take care.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Take care, huh?
Yes, sir.
Anybody else there?
Number 5, Carlos Garza,
Okay.
and also she's got number 4.
All
We
right.
can do public defender. She's got one more.
Public defender.
Number 14,
Give me number 14 here. Public defender.
Ramiro Lara. I'm sorry.
Oh, is that one?
Juan Almada, number 14.
Juan Carlos Ahumada.
Almada.
Juan Carlos Ahumada. And I believe it's public defender, right, Ms. Heller?
Correct, Your Honor.
It'll be a plea, man?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, it'll be a quick one here. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may put your hand down. CR 2006-927D, Juan Carlos Ahumada. Your charge here is an assault case, class A misdemeanor, which carries a potential penalty of up to a year in jail and not more than a $4,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you're entitled to a jury trial, you're entitled to an appeal. Did you waive those two rights?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
No, sir.
You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendation when you give your plea?
Yes, sir.
And what is your plea, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'm sorry?
Guilty, sir.
Guilty. Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Freely.
All right. State's evidence?
State offers plea documents, offense report, State Exhibit 1, notification, certification, defendant's right of appeal is State Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 39.14 disclosure is State Exhibit 3, waiver of risk and needs assessment is State Exhibit 4. State also requests defense counsel to stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court and that all documents and evidence have been e-filed are sufficient to support a plea of guilty.
Without objections, Your Honor, so stipulated.
Without objection, so admitted. It will be the judgment of the court that defendant is guilty as charged in CR 2006-927D. Recommendation, state?
$100 fine, court costs, 180 days, Hidalgo County Jail, probated for 6 months, no harmful contact with the victim, and open restitution, Your Honor.
What's the victim's name?
All right. And the victim's name?
Your Honor, I put Juan Ahumada.
Juan Ahumada?
I believe so, Your Honor.
I have the victim's name as Keith Rodriguez.
That's probably correct, Your Honor.
What was the name again, Ms. Heller?
Keith Rodriguez?
Did you get it?
Mhm.
All right. Well, we can even put both names in there. And so, let me see here. We need an open restitution date. First of all, no fine, no court costs. It's just a jail case. 6 months probation. No harmful contact with those individuals and anybody else, as a matter of fact. I need open restitution.
September 17, 4 p.m.
September 17, 4 p.m. September 17, 4 p.m. Did everybody get that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
All right, that'll do it. You may be excused, Mr. Armada. Anything else, Ms. Heller?
Oh, no, that is all for today, Your Honor. May I be excused?
You may be excused. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
This is number 12
All right, number 12.
and
No, number 5, no?
yeah, 5 and 12.
Is same name?
And in the
Mr. Carlos Garza, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can, Judge. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. I believe you have the one client with 2 cases?
Yes, sir.
Jesus Acevedo?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, there it is.
5 and 12.
5 and 12. That'll be Jesus Alejandro Acevedo. All right, 2 cases, A and all of them are class A's. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
You may put your hand down. CR 20-00095D, Jesus Alejandro Acevedo, and then CR 20-06-452D, also State versus Jesus Alejandro Acevedo. You are being charged with assault in each case, and each case is a class A misdemeanor. Each case carries a potential penalty of up to a year in jail and not more than a $4,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you're entitled to a jury trial. You're entitled to an appeal. Did you waive those 2 rights? Yes?
Yeah.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent? Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
No.
No.
Yes.
No?
Yes.
Yes. No, you haven't, right?
Sí. No. No tengo loco para sí, no tengo para tengo para.
Okay. But right now, you understand what you're being charged with, and you know what kind of procedure you're having right now?
Yeah.
You know what an assault case is?
What?
You know what an assault case is all about?
Yes.
You understand? Okay. Court will go ahead and find him competent to stand trial. All right. You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendations. You understand that?
Yes.
All right. State's evidence? Oh, no. How do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily on both cases?
Yes.
All right. State?
State offers plea documents, offense reports, State Exhibit 1, notification, certification, defendant's right of appeal is State Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 39.14 disclosure is State Exhibit 3, waiver of risk and needs assessment is State Exhibit 4. State also requests defense counsel stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court, and that all documents and evidence that have been e-filed are sufficient to support a plea of guilty.
No objection, so stipulated.
And without objection, so admitted. It'll be the judgment of the court that Jesus Alejandro Acevedo is guilty as charged on both cause numbers. Recommendations, are they identical, Mr.
Your Honor, they are identical, Your Honor, with the exception of no harmful contact with the victims. Each recommendation is $500 fine, court costs, 1 year Hidalgo County Jail, probated for 1 year, anger management course, and no harmful contact with Alberto Acevedo and Norma Navejar.
Is it the same one for the same person?
Acevedo is CR 2006452D.
Acevedo, okay.
And Navejar is 2000095D. Your Honor.
What's the first name on Navejar?
Okay, and Navejar, and the first name for Navejar?
Norma.
Norma. And how long has he been in jail?
Since January.
I have 25 days for this case. No, 78 days.
How many days?
78.
78 days. That's a lot of days already for Mr. Acevedo. We'll go ahead and do a 0 fine and 0 court costs on
Thank you.
each case, and they're going to run concurrent. Okay, Mr. Garza?
Thank you, Judge.
All right, that'll be both judgments. And that'll do it. You may be excused, Mr. Acevedo. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your
All
Honor.
right,
That's
thank
all I
you.
have.
Yeah, okay, so you may be excused. Now we have
Number 13.
Mr. Cavazos.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Good. You have Ramiro Lara, right, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ramiro Lara?
Ramiro Santana Lara. And
Yes, sir. Only one case?
Only one case, Your Honor.
Okay, good afternoon, sir. You please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
You may put your hand down. Ramiro Santana Lara III, CR 2006-820D. Your charge here is a Class A misdemeanor of a violation of a protective order. It carries a potential penalty of up to a year in jail and not more than a $4,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that you're entitled to a jury trial. You're entitled to an appeal. Did you waive those 2 rights?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
No.
You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendation when you give a plea?
Yes, sir.
And what is your plea, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
All right, thank you, sir. State?
State offers plea documents, offense reports, State Exhibit 1, notification, certification, defendant's right of appeal, State Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 39.14 disclosures, State Exhibit 3, waiver of risk and needs assessment, State Exhibit 4. State also requests defense counsel stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court, and that all documents and evidence have been e-filed are sufficient to support a plea of guilty.
No objections, Your Honor, as far as the evidence is so stipulated to the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court.
And without objection, so admitted. It'll be the judgment of the court. The defendant is guilty as charged. And our recommendation state.
$500 fine, court costs, 1 year Hidalgo County Jail, probated for 1 year, anger management course.
Anger management?
Yes, Your Honor.
And how long has he been in jail? 25 days, more or less?
Yes, Judge.
No fine, no court costs, and it'll just be the 1 year probation with anger management. Is that the understanding, Mr. Cavazos?
Yes, Your Honor, that is our understanding.
That will be the judgment, and you may be excused, sir.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good day.
Yes, sir. Have a good day. Yeah, no fine, no court costs. All right, who do we
15
have?
and 16.
15,
Manji.
15 and 16, Mr. Manji. Mr. Manji, I think he's connecting. State, it'll be 1 plea and 1 dismissal?
That's correct, Your Honor. We're going to dismiss, we're going to request the court dismiss CR 2007471D.
All right,
POM.
all right, that'll work. All right, Mr. Manji here is connecting. Is that it? Oh, we have some more. Hmm? 2 more? Okay. All right, let's see here, Mr. Manji. I can already call defendant. Yeah, they can. Robert Trevino. Robert Trevino, Jill.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. Just a moment, Mr. Trevino. We're waiting for your attorney to check in. Still connecting. All right, Mr. Manji, can you hear me now?
Yes, Judge, sorry about that.
Okay, your client is Mr. Trevino. Do you see him on the screen?
Yes, Your Honor.
And no interpreting, nothing like that?
No, he's good, Your Honor.
Looks like two cases. One is going to get dismissed after the plea, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, very well. Good afternoon, Mr. Trevino. Please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may put your hand down, sir. CR 20-07-472D. Robert Trevino Jr. Your charge here is a Class A misdemeanor of possession. It'll carry a potential penalty of up to a year in jail and not more than a $4,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you're entitled to a jury trial and you're entitled to an appeal. Did you waive those two rights?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
No, sir.
You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendation?
Yes, sir.
And what is your plea, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
All right, state's evidence.
State offers plea documents, offense reports, State Exhibit 1, notification, certification, defendant's right of appeal is State Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 39.14 disclosure is State Exhibit 3, waiver of risk and needs assessment is State Exhibit 4. State also requests defense counsel stipulates the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court, and that all documents and evidence that have been e-filed are sufficient to support a plea of guilty.
No objections, Your Honor. We so stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court, and we stipulate that the discovery's been e-filed.
All right, without objection, so admitted. It'll be the judgment of the court that the defendant is guilty as charged in CR 20-07-472D. And a recommendation, state?
$100 fine, court costs, 180 days, Hidalgo County Jail, probated for 1 year, drug education course.
All right, and he's done how much time? Oh, I'll tell you what, we'll waive the fine and court costs. No fine and court costs. So it'll be the 1 year probation with 180 days in jail, suspended, and in the drug education. That's the understanding, Mr. Menji?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then we have a dismissal, right, state?
Your Honor, state moves to dismiss CR 20-07-471D.
All right, then furthermore, the court will dismiss CR 20-07-471D in the case of State versus Robert Trevino Jr. That case is hereby dismissed. All right, you guys are excused. Thank you all very much. We'll see you then.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, sir, Mr. Manji, we'll see you.
Number 6.
Number 6.
6 through 10. 6 through 10, safety plan.
All right, let's see here, Miss Muniz.
Joshua Davis.
You have Joshua
Joshua
Raul Torres.
That's correct.
I understand there's quite a few cases here. Let me see. What are the 4 or 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, and is it going to be a plea on how many?
On all of them, Judge.
On all of them?
Yes, there's a plea agreement with a felony out of the same transaction that it would be getting dismissed if he pled guilty to all of these.
To all of these 5 cases. All
Correct.
right, let me see here. And I see him already over here. Please raise your right hand, sir. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
You may put your hand down. CR 20-04-117D, State versus Joshua Raul Torres. That's a Class A misdemeanor. CR 20-04-118D, Class B misdemeanor. CR 20-04-119D, B misdemeanor. CR 20-04-754D, Class B misdemeanor. And then the last one here, I think is number 5, CR 20-04-913D, also Joshua Torres, Class A misdemeanor. It's going to be 2 Class A misdemeanors and 3 Class B misdemeanors. On the Class A, the potential penalty can be up to a year in jail and not more than a $4,000 fine upon conviction. On the Class B, each case carries a potential penalty of up to 180 days in jail and not more than a $2,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
You understand that for each case, you're entitled to a jury trial, you're entitled to an appeal, and did you waive those 2 rights?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
No, sir.
You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendations after you give your plea?
Yes, sir.
And what is your plea, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily on all 5 cases?
Yes, sir.
All right, state's evidence.
State offers plea documents, offense reports, State Exhibit 1, notification, certification, defendant's right of appeal is State Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 39.14 disclosure is State Exhibit 3, waiver of risk and needs assessment is State Exhibit 4. State also requests defense counsel stipulates the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court and that all documents and evidence have been e-filed are sufficient to support a plea of guilty.
No objection to state's exhibit, so agreed and stipulated as to venue and jurisdiction, and so agreed and stipulated that the evidence that has been e-filed is sufficient for the finding of guilt.
And without objection, it'll be admitted, and it'll be the judgment of the court. The defendant is guilty as charged on all 5 cause numbers. I know one of them is burglary of vehicle. Will there be any restitution on any of them?
Your Honor, we're requesting restitution hearings on the criminal mischief and the burglary of vehicles.
That'll be September. I think I read it earlier. September, was it again? September 17th. September 17th, 4 p.m. On criminal mischief and the burglary vehicle, right, sir?
Yes, Judge.
All right. And what about the recommendation for each case? Are they all the same, sir, or what?
The Class Bs are the same, Your Honor.
All right. Let me hear that.
Yes, Judge. On the Class Bs, it's $700 fine, court costs, 180 days, Hidalgo County Jail, probated for 2 years, and drug education course.
All right. And then on the Class A's?
The first one, Your Honor, CR 2004117D, $700 fine, court costs, 1 year, Hidalgo County Jail, probated for 2 years, and life skills course.
All right. And then on the number 10, CR 2004913D?
$700 fine, court costs, 1 year, Hidalgo County Jail, probated for 2 years, theft class, open restitution.
Open and then theft class. All right. Now, I understand that because he's going to plea, the felony case is going to get dismissed, right?
That's correct, Judge.
Upon pleading. First of all, they're all going to run concurrent. That's number 1. And number 2, there's only going to be 1 fine and 1 court cost.
Thank you, Judge.
And we'll make it, we'll just make it $500 fine plus court costs, only 1 time.
And Your Honor, I apologize, sir. There was 1 Class B that was different. It's on the criminal mischief. The recommendation, $700 fine, court costs, 180 days, Hidalgo County Jail, probated for 2 years, anger management, and open restitution.
Open? Yeah, the September 17th, 4 p.m. on the open restitution. Okay, there'll be just 1 fine, $500 plus court costs, and we'll do it that one on the first one on CR 2004117D, only on this one. And then everything else will be the same except that no fines and no court costs. And only 1 supervision fee.
Thank you, Judge.
Did you get that, Ms. Muniz?
Yes, Judge, I did.
All right. Did you understand that, Mr. Torres?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Mr. Torres. Only 1 fine and 1 court cost in the entire 5 cases. Okay, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good luck with your probation. You may be excused.
Judge, if I can, he does have court next week, but I just wanted to get something on the record. If I could get a contact number for him, just so that way I can be sure to contact him about his restitution hearing that's on the 17th. I have a number here, but I'm not sure if it's still the same one or not because it's a couple months old.
Okay. I tell you what, why don't you, we'll do it off the record because we're on YouTube right now. So try to get it some other time. Okay, ma'am?
That's fine, Judge. Thank you.
Okay. You all may be excused. Thank you. Thank you. ¿Qué más todo? I'll explain to you this one. The 1 fine, 1 court cost.
This one is a bond reduction.
What? Okay. Okay, Mr. Quiroz.
Yes, good afternoon, Judge.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. You have Martin Vallejo?
Martin Vallejo Cantu, that's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, Martin. Yeah, Martin Cantu Vallejo is what I have. And that's a jail case, right, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and what is it here? We're set for bond reduction?
We're set for a bond reduction that we had filed, Your Honor, on August 21st. We're requesting that the bond be reduced from 3,000 surety bond, cash or surety bond, to a 5,000 PR bond, Your Honor. This is on a charge of evading arrest or detention.
All right. And he's got about what, 12 days in jail?
July 10th, Your Honor, we have as date of arrest. So.
Okay.
A month.
Okay.
Your Honor, we oppose the motion. He has 2 aggravated robbery charges pending and an ICE hold.
Okay. So, oh, yes.
I apologize, Judge. Go ahead.
No, he's got felony pendings?
Yes, Your
Felony
Honor.
cases pending?
He does have 2 felony cases pending, but for the court's information, those did get reduced yesterday. This defendant should have his ICE hold removed already because we have provided the jail or ICE with this person's documents, with Mr. Vallejo, Cantu Vallejo's documents.
Okay. So what were those bonds?
Those were, yes, Your Honor, if I may have 1 second, Judge, I have them up on the other screen here.
Okay.
They were originally 100,000, Judge, and they were reduced on 2 counts, 100,000 on each count, and they were reduced to 25,000 surety bond on those, Judge.
Oh, okay. So he's already got bonds on cash surety bonds on the other cases. All right.
Correct, Your Honor,
And
which I apologize, Judge. Just wanted to add that there's also a 3rd count, but that 3rd count is still set at 3,000 cash or surety bond, which makes his total felony bonds to 53,000 cash or surety bond.
okay, is today's case right here, CR 2007 190D, is that the only misdemeanor case?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and you said it was currently 3,000 cash surety, right?
Yes, Your Honor. And we're
And you
asking for
want-
5,000 PR.
We'll give you a pure bond of a 5,000.
Your Honor, say we request AIP be set as a condition of the PR bond.
Okay. We'll let the AIP, okay?
And reset to February 4th.
We're gonna reset the case, PT pre-trial, February the 4th. 9 o'clock, February the 4th, 9 o'clock. If, of course, you need the case to be bumped up, let us know, okay, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you, Judge.
All right, you may be excused. Thank you, sir. Thank you. You're welcome. I'm sorry. Where are we? How about, oh yeah, Mr. Richard Gonzalez. Good afternoon, sir.
And Judge, good to see you.
Their jail cases. Francisco Ramon, that's your client?
That is correct, Judge. He's got 2 cases set up for a plea.
All right. Yeah, CR 2006 918D and 919D.
You weren't add-on.
Francisco Ramon is her add-on. Oh, there he is, right there. Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Ramon. Please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the whole truth, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. You can put your hand down. Each case will be a plea case. He'll plead guilty, right, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. CR 2006 918D, CR 2006 919D. Each case is a misdemeanor case, either an A or a B misdemeanor. A Class A misdemeanor carries a potential penalty of up to a year in jail and not more than a $4,000 fine upon conviction. A Class B carries a potential penalty of up to 180 days in jail and not more than a $2,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
You understand that for each case, you're entitled to a jury trial and an appeal, and that you waive those 2 rights?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
No, sir.
you understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendations after you give your plea?
Yes, sir.
And what is your plea, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily on both cases?
Yes, sir.
All right, state's evidence.
State offers plea documents and offense reports of State Exhibit 1, notifications and certification of defendant's Article 2 of State Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 39.14 disclosure of State Exhibit 3, waiver of risk to needs assessment of State Exhibit 4. State also requests defense counsel stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court, and that all documents and evidence that have been e-filed are sufficient to corroborate the plea of guilty.
No objections, and we do so stipulate.
Without objection, so admitted. It'll be the judgment of the court. The defendant is guilty as charged on both cause numbers. Recommendations, are they identical by any chance, ma'am?
They're different, Your Honor.
Okay, how about CR 20-06-918D?
Okay, for that one, the state recommends a $700 fine plus court cost plus 180 days in McDowell County Jail probation for 18 months, drug education classes and life skills classes.
Okay, how much was the probation? 6 months?
Yes.
18 months. All
No,
right, and then
6 months. 180 days, 6 months.
180 days over 18 months. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay, then the second recommendation, CR 20-06-919D.
Yes, the second recommendation is $700 fee, court costs, 180 days in McDowell County Jail probation for 18 months, and the life skill classes.
And life skills. I didn't get the months of probation. What was it again?
18.
It's
15
18.
months?
18.
Oh, 18 again. Okay, 18 months. All right. Court will go ahead and, well, how long has he been in jail? Do you know, Mr. Gonzalez?
Judge, he's been in jail for quite a bit, Judge. He's getting a felony dismissed that's in intake right now. We
Okay.
would just, the court would consider reducing the fine to $100 and assessing only one fine and one court cost.
All right, that's what I had in mind. It was going to be something lower. So it'll be $100 plus court costs on the first case. That's 918D. And then on the second one, 0 fine, 0 court costs. And they're going to run concurrent. Okay, sir?
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
You may be excused. Thank you very much. You may be excused. Okay, sir?
Thank you.
That'll do it. Thank you.